This week on This and That Garage, the old Doodie Brown Doodie. He's back. Oh, yeah. He's got lots and lots of little knick-knack bull crap that needs to be fixed. I can't fix nary one talking to y'all, though, so let us get busy. Well, I just tried to get the little fella in the shop, and if you will recall, I'm only running the outer wheels in the back. Well, it's too wide. These don't hit the ramps, and I can't get up on the lift. So, what I gotta do, jack her up, flip them around, put them on the inside, then hopefully we can get it on the lift. It's almost too wide. The tires right here hit part of the lift, the pole on the lift, yep. Anyway, let me get them flipped around, we'll get her on there, and then I got to get 2 more tires for it anyways. But let's get busy working on this thing. It's a wee bit chilly out today. It's like 38, but the wind's been blowing 748 miles per hour. So let us hurry get this old fella in the shop. It's probably warm the next couple weeks. Like, I'm talking in the 60s and 70s. Yep, even Christmas Day. Gonna be 70, I think. I don't forget how you get this off. Does this just pull off? Yeah, I gotta have a prying apparatus. Let's see. Well, it's got little slots right there, but it don't want to come off. Well, I can already tell you, I don't like wheel simulators. Nope, I can't get the darn thing off. I went and got a seal puller. Maybe this will hook onto it and get it off there. I don't know. I moved it a little bit. Ta-da! Finally! That's a lot easier than using a, what did I have? A breaker bar? I don't even remember. Alright, let's flip this little fella around. I hate that too because I really like my white letters. Oh yeah! For those who don't know, these are called handholds for a reason. So you can grab hold of it. Let me get the other side and we'll see if this little fella will fit on the lift. Let me get out and make sure I'm on the lift good, because this little feller's wide. Perfectamundo. Well, we finally got the little feller in here. Let's head on over to the board and I'll show you what I got wrote down. It's a pretty good list of stuff that we got to do. Firstly, I think this is what we're actually going to start on. The wheel cylinders and the rear brake line. We got to have brakes, fellas, or we can't haul nothing with it. Then if you will recall, both gas tanks, they got holes in them. So we got to fix them some kind of way. I got an idea. We're going to try. Then the steering wheel, remember, it was about to fall off. Sure was. Yeah, and blinkers don't work. That's, you know, all in the steering mechanism and the ignition lock cylinder, whatever. You know, it pulled out. We got to fix that. I got to have 2 more tires for the back. We can't be running around a dually with that. Yeah, that is ugly. Sure is. Hood, remember it's bowed. We're going to fix that. Exhaust leak, that really needs to be moved up here because y'all know I cannot stand an exhaust leak. Then we got to clean the little feller up because, well, it's just ugly. It's brown. It's going to be ugly anyway, but at least we can make it clean. Last but not least, this will probably moved up here somewhere. We got to get all the lights working. Remember, I had a time just getting tail lights and brake lights working. I want to get all these marker lights, cab lights, and all that. I have searched on the interwebs a lot. Cannot find a wiring diagram for a 1980 C30. So we're just going to be, working in the dark on that. We'll figure it out, though. Speaking of searching the interwebs, let me tell you about the sponsor of this week's video, Surfshark. What's a Surfshark? Great question. Glad you asked. Let me tell you all about it. Surfshark VPN is an app and browser extension that lets you pretend, if you will, that you're in another country. Well, what does that matter? Well, let's just say you travel abroad and there's maybe a certain website or certain content that you want to watch. Well, that website may be blocked in that country or it's just not offered where you're at. Well, all you have to do is log into Surfshark VPN, choose one of over 4,500 servers in over 100 locations. Boom, there you go. There's your content. Not to mention they do encrypt all data that goes from your devices out to the interwebs. That way the powers that be, well, they can't tell what you're doing. Y'all know I value my privacy a lot. Well, logging into Surfshark VPN keeps the powers that be from knowing every little thing that I'm doing. Yep. Also, I forgot to mention, they'll let you protect an unlimited amount of devices with just one account. They also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. Y'all go check them out at surfshark.com/thatgarage or use the code thatgarage at checkout to get you 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. That's surfshark.com/thatgarage or use the code thatgarage and get you 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. Appreciate it, Surfshark, for sponsoring this week's video. Let's get to working on the old Doodie brown dually. Got her up in the air. Let's take a gander underneath and see what we got, what we're working with. Well, actually, let's look at this first. See, we gotta have us a rocker. Gotta have us a fender. Look like it used to have pinstriping on it. Yeah, I can sort of see an outline around that fender now. Anyway, let's look underneath real quick like. Let me grab my light. Both of these braces up front, there's your body mount. There's your inner rocker. Yeah, they are gonna have to be replaced along with the inner rocker. So this rotten right there. Same thing over here. The rod is even worse. Got some rot in the floorboard there. Sure do. I don't remember if the outer rocker is rusted over here. Let's see. No. Sure ain't. That cab corner's rusted out though. Anyway, it's got some rust repair. It wouldn't be this and that garage pile of garbage if it wasn't all rusted. I can't figure out this exhaust. Let me get you up here where you can see. This driver's side is hanging down 4 inches, 5 inches more than the passenger side. And then you look up in here and I don't know, the way it's bent, it's all laid over and I don't know what's going on with that. But anyways, other than that, and then, being able to see daylight through the bed, other than that, everything looks pretty good under here. Yep, sure does. I'm just looking at the wiring. Some wiring right here. I don't know what that goes to. I'm hoping, did it have a trailer brake controller in the cab? I'm hoping it's at least got wires run back to the back for that. We'll have to investigate that. Also, if you will recall, both gas tanks are rusted out right there. I poked a hole right there a minute ago. She's pretty rotten all along there. It looks rough here, but I think we're good there. It's mostly here. That's where that plastic piece was. Water, dirt stayed right here and, well, caused it to rust. What about right here? That looks kind of thin. Yep. Just poked a hole through that. So that's good. What about the other side? We're going to fix whichever one looks the best. This one here actually does look better. Yeah. I think this will be the one we fix. Because I'm not poking a hole anywhere except for, well, wait a minute, there's soft spots there. And then that big hole right there. Yep. It does look better. We may try to fix it. Yeah. But remember, it didn't have a gas cap. It had a rag stuffed in it. So I don't know. We got to figure out which one we're going to fix. But what we got to do firstly is fix this brake line. Remember, it busted right about in here. Do y'all see anything? A busted brake line? Somewhere right in there. What we're going to do is there's a union right here. I done sprayed it with Croil of oil. We're going to break it loose there, replace that brake line from there all the way back to the hose. I got 2 new wheel cylinders. Hose will be here tomorrow, so we won't be able to complete the brakes tonight, but we can get most of it done. I think what we'll start with is, let's see if we can't break that brake line loose and go to replacing it. Well, I forgot to tell y'all about this last week. We got some new merch designs. Well, it's only one really. One of my nephews, who goes by the name of Christopher because, well, that's his name. He come up with this design. I'll put a picture of it right here on the screen. Y'all go check it out. Buy you a t-shirt, sweatshirt, whatever you want to buy. Also, don't forget about, you can join the YouTube membership. I try to put out a behind the scenes video every week, but last couple weeks, well, there ain't been nothing exciting going on. But I try to put something out every week there. And also have a Patreon channel. You can go over there and get the same video here, but it'll be ad-free on Patreon. Y'all go check all them out. Link will be in the description to the Patreon and to the merch. Let's get back to work on the old Doodie Brown. Will it or won't it break free? I don't know, but I know this exhaust is right in the way, and I know that I don't have the right size wrench. Is this the right size wrench? Sure enough is. Well, it's a little loose. That's acting like it's metrical. Ugh. Something broke free. What was it? Yeah, the nut broke free, but it ain't broke free on the line. I don't think. Yeah, it did. All right, let me get this little feller loose, and it's got 2 or 3 clamps I got to get loose. Then we'll go back to the other end of it and get it loose at the hose. Got the line loose. I'm trying to get these little, what do you call them? Clamps. Get them out of the way. I think there's about 4 of them. There's a 1. Third one is approximately here. I got another one approximately right here. It don't want to break free. I have my ratchet. Alright. Alright, all clamps are removed. Let's get this line broke free back here. Shall it break free easily? No. Universal wrench it is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She broke free then. Well, I got the line loose from this end of the hose. These ones here, I can't get nothing on them. So I want to take this hose loose from its bracket. Oh, maybe. Goodness gracious, that's tight. And then maybe I can get something on them. All right, got her loose. That's the wrong wrench or something. Yeah, that's 7/16, you moron. You need a 3/8. Ooh, I gotta have something to hold my other end of my hose. Will it or won't it break free? Come on, little buddy. No, sir, she's rounding. So I gotta have another universal wrench. There we go. It broke free from the fitting, but not the line. I tell you what we're probably gonna do, just for my peace of mind. Let's make new lines across the rear end too, because they're a little rusty, and they got that wire wrapped around them, they usually, yep, usually rust out pretty bad. So we'll take this whole assembly off of here. How about that? Let me get them loose from the wheel cylinders and then get this hose loose up here. Yeah, we'll replace the whole thing. I got all the rear lines out and made. Here's my new ones right here. Here's the one that goes down the frame rail, right about in this area here. Let me see. It's really rusty. There's several holes, but there's one in particular right there. That's where it was leaking. Here's the deal. This is 1/4 inch. Well, I thought I had 1/4 inch NICOP. I don't. All I got is 3/16. So I don't have a brake line to make this. So what we'll do is I'll get that tomorrow when I go pick up that rear brake hose. But for now, we'll jack the rear end up, get the wheels off, and let's change them wheel cylinders out. But before I do that, let me show you something. It's kind of interesting. We didn't start up here at the front of the vehicle looking it over, or we would have saw where our, what is this called, sway bar is chained to the frame. Yep. The bracket that holds the rubber bushing was broke. You can see it right there. And I'm holding the camera level. Well, she's cocked that way because the bottom of the frame is bent on both sides. These hooks have been welded on. Well, somebody has been really yanking on this. Well, that's pretty thick frame right there. It's the bottom of the frame is up like that, and this in the same way. We might try to straighten it. Well, we're going to have to if we're going to use this because this bracket here is bent too. We might get a big pipe wrench on that and really turn on it and see if we can't straighten that out. But yeah, we got to fix that. I think I've got some of these brackets somewhere and probably a bushing too. If not, you can buy them. Let's jack the rear end up. Start on the wheel cylinders. Well, I had to rob my air hose to use on my jack here. You know, I got it running my shop heater up there. Finally got it running, by the way. I'm not really impressed with it. No, sir. It's 140,000 BTU. It's been running an hour and a half at least. It's only about 67 in here. It ought to be blistering hot in here. Well, the torpedo heater I used a couple years ago, it sat right here. It would heat this place up in 20 minutes and it would run you out of here. It'd get so hot. But of course, you know, the fumes, I couldn't handle it. That's why I got that. But yeah, I ain't really impressed with that. Nope. Anyways, let's change this some wheel cylinders. Well, I forgot to hit record when I was getting the wheel off, but I already got these bolts out of the axle. It dawned on me as I was pulling the wheel off, hey dummy, this is full floating. So you had to pull the axle before you pull the drum out. Yep. Should be interesting. Ooh, grease. We need a bucket. Did I put grease in the rear end? I think I did. Yeah, pretty sure I did. Anyway, let's pull this out and let her drain for a second. All right, let's get this axle out of the way while it drains. Stinks. It stinks real bad. I kind of wished I would have not done this now. Because I really did forget that it was full floating. Yep. And you got to pull all this off just to get the drum off. Show it enough. It's got a clip in here. Got to pull it out of the way. That's a keyway. There's the gasket. Well, I got a dilemma. I don't know. I've only fooled with one other 1 ton full floating axle. And it's the older fellow that owns Lockjaw Farm, his 1 ton. And it wasn't like this. It had the little locking ring going around the outside with a tab bent over. This didn't have that. It had this little clip right here. And then it right there in the middle of the screen. See that keyway? There's a key in there that's keeping that nut from turning. I don't know how you get that out. Let me try a magnet, see if that'll pull it out. Will a magnet pull it out? Yes, it sure did. Just a little key. All right. You know what? I think I've got the socket to fit this over at Mama's. Let me run over and see if I can find it. I'll be back. Hopefully I'll find it. If not, we might use a punch to loosen that. Looky here what I found, fellas. The socket that I was looking for. And it fits if you get it just right. Let's hit her with this right here. Ta-da! There's a one nut. Well, moved a little bit. I think the shoes are holding it on. Come on, man. It's moving a little bit at a time. I sort of think I'm gonna have to loosen those brakes up. Let me go inside and hit the adjuster because she's locked up now. It's probably got a groove on the drum, and the shoes are hitting that groove now. Anyways, I shall return. Well, here's the deal, fellers. This ain't coming off. Nope. The adjuster is stuck, so I can't loosen the brakes up. The shoes are out hitting the drum. That's why it won't come off. Well, as you can see right here, I got this side about halfway off probably. Well, come over here and look at this one. Well, she's cockeyed. See that shoe at the top versus the bottom? Yep, she's cockeyed. And, well, I've been working on it for 30 minutes and it ain't moving. I don't know what I'm going to do. We need brake shoes too, because there's little pieces here that have been falling off of the top of the brake shoe, so we gotta have shoes. At this point, the only thing I'm worried about salvaging is this drum, because it's not cheap. So probably gonna be some violence involved. I'll get it off there some kind of way. I'll be back in a little bit. Well, there is the drum laying on the floor. And buddy, when she came all at once, and it like to have took my foot off. That little fella there ain't light. And it does have a lip, like I said right here. But you know what? We ain't worried about it. No, sir. Ain't no. I bet that thing's $250 a piece. Nope. Ain't buying one. It's gonna have to do. Like I said, I do need brake shoe because the top of this one, well, it just crumbled. I might have hit it with the pry bar. I don't know, but AutoZone has a set in stock for $85, so we'll go ahead and get them. I already got the wheel cylinders. What I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna get over here on the passenger side, wrestle with that for a little while, and then we're probably gonna let the brakes rest and we'll start working on other stuff. I'm trying to work on as much as I can before I have to run to town, get my list made up. So anyway, let me get over there. I'll be back in a little while, and we might try to fix the exhaust. Well, this feller here fell right off. Didn't have to fight it at all. This took approximately 3.5 minutes to get it all apart. But let me turn my light on to show you. This side over here is fine, but this little piece here is broke on the other side. Probably can't get it locally, but let me go get on the interwebs and see. Of course, this adjuster's froze too. I'm going to take them off, and if I can get them broke free, that's awesome. If not, then I'll have to order them too. So let me pull these off real quick and see if they'll free up. Got them both off. Here is the passenger side. Let's tighten it up in the vise. See if this little feller's going to turn on us or not. Let me spray it with something. Where's my coil of oil? All right, will it do the turny turn or not? Yes, just very easily. Why would it not do that with the screwdriver from the back side? Well, I don't know, fellers. Let me run this all the way in to clean them threads up, and then before we put it back on, we're gonna put some kind of Vaseline or grease or something on this feller. You know, keep it from locking up, hopefully. Now, what will the driver's side do? Will it do the turny turn? Yep. That makes me angry, fellers. Yep. Because it's turning pretty easily. Why would it not turn with a screwdriver? Anyways, let me run this all the way down, clean the threads, and then I'm going to now get on the interwebs and look for that spring, whatever you want to call that thing. Well, I found a full brake hardware kit. O'Reilly's and AutoZone both have it in stock. AutoZone has drums in stock. They're $150 a piece. I can't afford that right now, fellas, so we're going to run with what we got. If we had that brake lathe, out there in North Carolina, I'd turn them. But we don't. We're going to have to go get that here pretty soon. But anyways, right now what we're going to do, hopefully these exhaust bolts don't break. Yeah, I think they're going to. And anyway, I was wanting to fix these exhaust leaks. Let me work on these bolts. See if they'll come loose without breaking. I don't think they're going to. Anyways, I shall return and let you know how this went. Look here, fellers. Would you just look at it? This is dangling, it's loose. This one here's dangling, it's a loose. I broke one bolt per side. That leaves us 2 per side. I think it'd be good enough to hopefully quieten it down. I got these little fellers, little exhaust donuts, out there in Arkansas when I was bringing this thing home. I was planning on putting them on the road. And I said, phooey on it. I want to go home. Anyway, I think they'll fit. Oh yeah, it's fitting over the thing, I believe. Let me get these put on, tightened up. We might fire it up and see if it quietens it down any. All right, little feller, get on down on there. Approximately like that. Then I need to go get some new bolts. I'll be right back. We got us some new voltages. So, let's see if we can get this here voltaged up. I need some more light. Can't see what I'm doing. All right, here we go. Will it or won't it? Well, you sorry son of a gun, you. Let me try this again. She's cockeyed and all kind of other things. Come on, man. By George, I got one partially started. Let me run that on up before it falls out. All right. See about getting the other one in there. Ow, my finger. There we go. I wasn't in the socket. Sorry. Well, I almost had it right before I dropped my mic. Let me try one more time. Acts like the bolt's too short. Let me go get a longer one. I got a longer bolt. Let's see if that don't help me out. Drop my mic again. Let me pick my mic up for the second time. By George, I think we got this side. Let me tighten it up a little bit. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna work out just fine and dandly. Let me finish tightening this one up. I'll get this one done up and I'll be back. Well, by George, I think we got it. 2 bolts over here, 2 bolts over here. They look like they're sealed up. Also, I didn't show you all the mufflers. I'm assuming they're glass packs, but they're about 2 foot long. Yep. Anyways, let's let her down. Fire it up, see what it sounds like. Hopefully we ain't got no leaks up here no more. All right, let's see what she sounds like. Oh, why this thing backfires so bad. That is awesome. No leaks. Awesome and awesome. Ooh. Well, that exhaust note, it ain't too bad. It's, got a glass pack sound. Tomorrow maybe I'll fire it up and get a good sample of what it sounds like. But right now, I think nextly what we might do, let's pull this steering wheel off and see what is going on right there. I'm sure it's the tilt stuff. Let's tear it apart. Let's get this nut out of the way first. I think it's metrical because 3/4 don't fit and 7/8 is a little too big actually. What in the world is going on here? That ain't good, fellers. Well, oh, I know what's going on. Like I said, the socket's too big. It's just spinning. No, it ain't either. It broke. Or yeah, that ain't good. This steering shaft is ruined. So this may conclude this video. Yep. I think somebody mushroomed the end of this shaft. And now we've ate off the threads. I don't know if it's the nut or the shaft. I'm hoping it's the nut. Let me get a file or something, work on the end of this shaft. Maybe we can get that nut off there eventually. If not, well, we gotta have a new steering shaft. I got my die grinder with, I don't know what you call that. That's what was on it, so that's what we're gonna use. Hopefully this will work. I got water coming out of this hose like crazy. I just drained the tank yesterday. What in the world? I guess I need to put a dryer on that line. Ta-da! Yep, it burnt the shaft, so we may be done, because I doubt I'm gonna find this shaft anywhere conveniently located. Let me get it pulled off, see what we're working with. All right, I got my puller on here. Well, little feller just pulled right off, sure did. Awesome. Now, well, we know we gotta have a shaft, so let me go in the house, get on the interwebs, and just see. It's possible somebody on Facebook Marketplace might have something. Let me go investigate. We got on Marketplace, and there's one square body locally that's being parted out. I messaged them, about the steering column. They read my message and then didn't respond. Typical Marketplace, yeah. I do remember, we got the white dually over in the woods. I think it had the steering column. I don't really want to rob it, but if we have to, we will, because I don't want to have to wait on that. Also, he got the red and white one that was next to where the dang old Dodge was sitting, and then the Dodge from last week was sitting right across from it. He's saving it for parts, so I may call him in the morning and see if we can rob that. It's most likely a tilt column. Anyway, I'll call him in the morning and ask him about that. Right now, what we're doing is trying to figure out the lighting situation. None of these fender lights work. None of the, it's got lights across the tailgate, they don't work. But watch this right here, turn parking lights on. I was doing an assessment of everything that works. Side marker works. That parking light don't work, that one does. We got 2 chicken lights up there that work. So the other 3 are either corroded or need bulbs, so that's good. That side marker works. I could have swore this one here worked when we was coming home, but evidently it's quit. I did find some wires. Oh yeah, right here. That's why it don't work. That is come loose some kind of way. We'll fix that. That may be why that don't work. Tail lights. The side bulb here is shot. Both of these work. So let's see if we can figure out why the fender lights don't work. It looks like there may have been some lights on these running boards too, but they're pretty much trashed, so we ain't gonna worry about that. Let's start with these right here. Let me put a meter on here and see if we're getting voltage. If we are, then we just need a bulb. All right, let me pull this bulb out of there. That looks kind of corroded. That may be the issue. I don't know. Do we have any voltaires? There. So we got a broke wire somewhere. Yeah. Let me put this on ohms Let's see if this bulb's any good. Well, it says it's good. All right. Well, if this one don't work, I'm not sure how the wires are routed. Let me do some investigating there. Well, I see a wire right there. Let me turn y'all around. I'll show you. I don't know if y'all can see this. There's wires right here. Yeah, it's running probably over there to that. Let me see if they feel like they're broke anywhere. Well, where did my light go? It disappeared right here. Okay, I pulled it back. So wires are not broke. I may need to raise it up because it's probably coming from that mess we had in the back. Let me raise it up and we'll look at that. Well, here's the conglomerate of wires that I had to sift through in the parking lot that night to get taillights going. Well, this wire here runs up to the tailgate, up through the tailgate. So that's the wires feeding the lights on tailgate. Well, I just checked this where it plugs in. We're getting 12 volts here. So either all the bulbs are shot or we got a bad ground. There's another wire right here that sort of looks like it might go with it. I don't know if it's ground or not. Let me investigate that. See what I can figure out there. And then we may let it down and go to checking bulbs on that tailgate. This whole thing is the entire light. It's got two little prongs right there. I'll put a meter on that in a minute, see if it's good. And I will check voltage here too. See what we got going on. All right, let's put her on ohmages. Is this light any good? No, sir. What about this light right here? No, sir. Do I have another one? Well, one of the prongs is broke, but we might still check it. Not good. Let me pull the other two out. That may be all that's wrong here, is all the lights are busted. This one here says no good. Let me check the last one. What about you, little feller? Are you bad? It's checking like 1.9 mega ohms. That ain't good. Let's see if we're getting any voltage up here. Yeah, we are too. 11.2. The bottom one is the hot on that one. What about this one here? Yeah, I think the connections are dirty, but we are getting voltage. So I think we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these here lights. It says something on it. Truck light. I'll see if I can get some of them locally. What about ground? Are we getting the ground? Yes, okay. We need lights back here. Got that solved. On to the next problem. Fender lights, why ain't they working? Here's what we got going on over here. You know, you're supposed to have two wires, where there's only one here. Well, the other one was dangling here. So I'm trying to get it fished back up through this hole. So I got me a piece of welding rod. I'm gonna try to snake it back through there, and then we got a wire broke here. So I gotta find the other end of it somewhere right in here. Let me set y'all up on the stand and we'll see if we can get this fished through at least. All right, little buddy, get your cell phone back through that hole. Just like it right there. Awesome. Now let me go ahead and cut this and get her butt connected. And then we'll work on this one up here, finding out where the other end of it is. We're going to use the old butt connectors. Put these together. It had these, well, I don't know where it went. They call it a, I don't know what you call it. I hate them though. It's like you open it up, it's got a little slide thing. You stick your wires in it, and that slide thing is supposed to slice through and connect, and yeah. It's garbage. I've never had much luck out of them. Seems like it's a Scotch, something or another. I don't know. I don't care. I know I don't like them. Use an old-fashioned butt connector right here. Chompa! Now, which is which? Is this... Okay, we got a black and a brown, so... Let's see if we can't get them hooked up. Black to brown. I mean, black to black, brown to brown. Chompa! Let me get the other side. We'll figure this one out. As you might can see, we now have a bulb burning on this fender light. Yep. The wiring was all messed up. It was cut in 2 or 3 different places. Finally got it put back together. I need some bulbs. That's the only good bulb I got for the fender lights. Why the other side ain't working, well, I don't know. But we'll have to worry about that tomorrow, fellas. I got to get in the house. My knees are absolutely killing me. I can't, I'm in severe pain. So, let me shut these lights off. I'm going in the house tomorrow. Hopefully, we can get the brakes done, figure out the rest of this wiring, and what else is it? Well, let's look at the thing. What else we got to do? We got the exhaust leak fixed. Let's mark it out real quick. Got that fixed. That we got to do for sure. I would like to do that tomorrow. Hopefully we can figure out the rest of that. Steering wheel. Hopefully we'll fix that. Pretty confident we'll get the brakes done. Anyways, I got to go in the house, get off my feet. See y'all tomorrow. Here's the next day. Actually, it's the next night. Look outside. Yeah. I've spent most of the day resting my knees. Fellers, I was in some severe pain last night. Last couple hours I was working. Yeah, pretty bad, I guess. My knee medicine has quit working. Maybe it'll start working again eventually. But anyways, I'm going to work hopefully 2 or 3 hours out here tonight. Get something done. I got to get something done. Let me show you what I got. We got us some brake shoes, a brake hose. That's the hardware kit. Some 1/4-inch brake line, and look at here. Guess what is in this long cardboard box? I'll give you 16 guesses. Nope, you're wrong on all of them. It's a gas tank. Yep. Had it locally at Advanced Auto, of all places. Remember me telling y'all we got us a hub, Advanced hub here. We got a AutoZone hub just right down the road from it. And then across town there's O'Reilly's hub. So I get dang near any part I need pretty quickly. So we're not going to throw these tanks away. I am going to try to fix them. But for now, just ease of use and get it done quickly. I bought that. Anyway, what I'm doing right now, let me show you. We got a predicament here with this steering. I need to pull this piece off. Well, you got 2 little fellers here. They got threads in the middle of them, one on either side. Takes an 832 screw. You screw it in there and you get your slide hammer and pull them out. Then you can pull that off. Well, I couldn't get a screw to go in, so I got a tap run in here to clean the threads up. Guess what I did over here on this side? I broke the tap off in it. Yeah. So let me work on that. See if I can get that tap out and get these pulled out, get this off. I want to try to fix this shaft firstly. I think we put it in the lathe, turn this down right here to the next size, and I'll run a die over it and get a nut, and hopefully that'll work. I'm going to try it anyways. If not, well, I'll get another one. Anyways, let me get this apart. I'll be back in a minute. By George, I got it out. Here's the one that came out easily. That's a little pin. It's got a little shoulder threaded on the inside. You screw a bolt in, put your slide hammer on it, waka waka, and there you go. The other one, broke a tap off in it. There it is right there. It's pot metal. It's magnetic, but the weld won't stick to it. Well, I decided to weld to the tap that's stuck in there, build it up, then weld my bolt to that build up, and there you go, fellas. You pulled it right out. I'll have to find one or make one. I may have to make one. But for now, I got it all apart. Here's the part I was after. That's your tilt part. Your steering wheel goes on those splines. Well, I done measured. I was hoping we could do 1/2 inch. No, sir. We're going to have to do 7/16. So let's go over and chuck this up in the lathe, turn that down, run a die over it, and hopefully that'll be that. All right, fellas, we are chucked up in the lathe. I'm going to turn it down 1/2 inch, see what it looks like, because that's what it needs to be. if I use 1/2 inch nut. But I'm probably gonna have to take it down to 7/16. Let's just do a little cut and see what it looks like. All right, let's see what we got going on there. Actually, let me sand that a little bit because she feels a little rough. What do we have? We have, that is already at 465-ish, so yeah. I'll take it on down to, what was it, 432, I think? I gotta look that up. I'll be right back. Well, it's 437. I don't know why I was thinking 432. But let me take 10, 20. That'll put us at 65, 55, 45. And it gets us pretty close. What do we have this time around? That was about 45-ish, 47-ish. Yep. I need to take about 10 more. Let me do that real quick, like. There is, right there. Are we there yet? Yes, it's about 36. Oh yeah, plenty good. Well, we got her cut down, but I brought my coarse thread dye instead of my fine thread. I don't know why, but I want to do fine thread because it gives it a better bite, and that's what it was too. So let's take it back to the shop. If I can get this to open up, it locked up on me. Anyway, take it back to the shop. We'll run a dye over that and cut us some 7/16 threads. I got my 7/16 fine thread dye in here. We'll give her just a little bit of lube. See if we can't get this little fella with some threads on it. Oh yeah, we cutting some threads now. Give her a little more of the P&B. All right, there's the bottom. But if you know how a dye is made, you know it don't cut full threads on the bottom part where it starts. So what you do is this right here. Flip that little feller over. If you can get it started, well, you run it down backwards, and it'll cut the bottom part of the threads, you know, full depth. Just like that right there. Oh yeah, that is awesome. Well, there you are, fellers. We got us some brand spankingly new threads on our upper steering column shaft. We can't put it together. Let me show you. I got bearings. Well, one of them, the bottom one was just missing. Where is that piece? Let me turn this light on. This piece right here, a bearing goes in the bottom, and the bearing goes up here in the top too. The ball bearing, well, half of them are missing. So I got bearings coming. I got the pins coming. There's a piece called the cancel cam that goes on top of your blinker assembly. Got it coming. This is broke too, but I think I got one over there in the cabinet. I'll go look in a minute. If not, then I got to order one because this one here's broke right there. I think that's all the parts I need. So we can't put this back together tonight. Let me turn that light off before we run it down. So what we're going to do next, I reckon, let's continue working on the lights. See if we can't figure out why this side don't work. I got bulbs for the chicken lights, and well, those take the same type. I got enough bulbs. Let's get all the lights working. Well, I was fixing to check for voltage on this one again, and I went to pull this out, and well, look at here. I think I know what the problem is. Got a broke wire. Let me raise it up where I can see up in there, and we'll fix that wire. And hopefully, that'll fix this one. We'll take this one apart and see what's going on with it. Hopefully, it's just a bulb. Anyways, let me fix that wire. For whatever reason, it just broke inside here. That actually looks like he got cut. I don't know. I just know that it ain't right. So we're going to butt connect it back together. Chompa. Let me strip this other end of it. Hopefully that'll have that one fixed. I got a bulb. Let's see if she's going to shine or not. No, sir. We have not fixed the issue. Nope. I just checked that bulb. It said it was good. Let me check for voltages. We may have some more broke wire somewhere. That's showing 5.5 volts. That's very odd. Let me do some more investigating because we got more issues than that. Well, I might have just found the issue. Here's your wires going up to those two fender lights, and we was getting 5.5 voltages. Well, it had this. Where did it go? It was a piece of rubber hose right here. Somebody put on there. It'll protect it on this sharp edge. Pulled that out. Saw these two butt connectors, and I thought, I bet you that's it. Well, I pulled on it gently, and that one pulled apart. So let me get rid of this little section of wire, add me a piece, and hopefully that'll fix it. I already got that wire repaired. Let me turn the lights on. What do we have? Cuplow. Oh, yeah. Let me show you something else, too. Look at there. The backside works, too. This one was just some corroded connections. We got to fix this one over there. And I'm almost out of bulbs. I thought I had some, but they're LEDs. I don't like them. I don't like the way they look, the color. So I'll have to get some more bulbs. But let's fix that one back yonder. And then I know what's wrong with that front parking light too. What do we have in here? We got a cover. Get that out of the way. Then we got a bulb that looks like it's shot. Hopefully that's all it is. Let me go get one, put it in there, and see what it does. It's silver looking. Oh, yeah. This is the last bulb I got. I just ordered 100 more. They won't be here for a couple of days, but awesome. That's got that. I think, are these reverse lights? I don't know. Yeah, because it's clear. I wonder. There's two green, a dark and a light green. I bet that's what that is. Let me hook them up. We'll put her in reverse and see if it works. Here's the deal, fellers. This plug, that's what plugs into the harness coming from up front. That's brake lights, tail lights, and all that. It's shot. I mean, look at it right there. It's just, somebody's destroyed that. I'm going to see if I can find one of these. Hopefully I can get it here in a couple of days. But I did go look at a print a minute ago. I had a light green and a dark green. Well, the light green is for backup lights. And then the dark green and the yellow for turn signals. Brown right here is for, no, not that one. Or is it? Yeah, I think. Brown is for tail lights. And then the brake lights, they're tied into the turn signal. I do know that. Anyway, I'll figure all that out. And then when I get this plug, we'll swap that out and clean this up. I mean, it's just a mess, man. Sure is. I think I'm going to call it a night. We got most all the lights working. That's pretty good. Oh, this front turn signal, parking light, whatever. Well, here's the socket. I got to find one of them too because, yep, something gnawed on that. I'll see if I can find that. Is that a turn, park, and turn? Yeah, it's a double element. Yep. Okay, I'll see if I can find one of them sockets. We'll get that socket there. Hopefully in a couple of days, we get all them other parts for the steering, get that put back together. Tomorrow, I'd like to get the brakes done back here, completely done. We'll try to do that, and then, I don't know, we'll work on whatever. Anyways, I shall see y'all tomorrow. Here's the next day again. Old Doodie Brown's still here. Let's just not dilly-dally. Let's get right on into it. I think we'll start with changing out the brakes real quickly. Let's get on that. Let us get this real busiest on this. Get this here done. Get these here spring-a-langas off. Firstly, I usually like to lay them down on the side they come off of. So this little fella will go up here at the top. And then we'll get this in here. Oh, maybe not. Goodness gracious. Darn, that there is stiff. Oh, that ain't working. Well, alright, then you have all that fall apart on you, so that's good. That spring goes there. We'll lay it at the bottom on this side, and then pick up this piece. This is what broke. This is why I had to buy that, what do you call it, hardware kit, just for one piece. I'm going to reuse all this old stuff. We'll put the new stuff up. But I don't know where, oh, it might hook right here. I'll look and see on the other side, but yeah, I bet it hooks right there. So we'll do that, put that there. We'll get this here feller off there. A spring fell from somewhere. I don't know where it goes. It may go on the bottom. Again, I'll have to look that up. We'll put it right there with that. Then this one shoe here is ready to come off. Gotta get the emergency brake cable loose from it. Dadgum, that hurts. Let's do this right here. That right there. That'll hold that spring, and then we can get that loose. Maybe. Oh yeah, there we go. We gotta have this piece here. Okay, there's a clip on the back. We'll get that in a minute. Lay it on the side it came from. I got one spring here that's really stiff. I don't know what I'm going to do because it won't move. Dadgummits. Ooh! There we go. We got her then. Put it on the left side. This goes over hither. Then there's the other broke piece. It'll go there. We gotta get this nail keeper thing. Of course, it flies apart on you. Put that over there. There's that shoe. Then take this little fella here off. Now we gotta get this, what's it called? Wheel cylinder off. Should be 2 bolts. They feel like they're 7/16, maybe a 3/8. 3/8 it is. There's a 1 bolt. There's 1 more bolt. And there you have it. Let me get a new one. Let us put the new one in. Approximately right there. Get a bolt in it. I told y'all earlier, I ain't impressed with that oil heater. But it's possible that most of our heat is up in the ceiling. Even though I got the vents, you know, blowing pretty much straight down. So we're probably going to have to get us some kind of ceiling fan. Alright, that is on. Let me get my new shoes. We'll put them on. I think we'll go ahead and hook this little fella to the emergency brake cable before I put it on that shoe. Makes it a little easier to handle. I'm gonna hold it with these chanty locks because that spring, man, that thing's stiff. Then it goes in just like this here. There we go. Then got this little pin that goes in your brake shoe. There's supposed to be a little washer. Here it is right here. It's like a wavy washer. And then you stick in this here hole just like it right there, and then put this little clippy clip on there. Got that on. That'll go over like that. I gotta have my nail and my keeper. Where's the nail for this side? I don't know. Here it is. I found it! I found it! It'll go in there. This will go here. Just like that right there. This spring with the little keeper on the outside, and then you gotta get that on there and turn it. Does that look right? Oh yeah, that's got that one held up there, sorta. Then the front one, does it have anything? Yeah, Got that little piece right there that goes on it. That's a shame, because them brake shoes had a lot of life left in them. But I think I hit it with the pry bar and broke it shoe material. Now, where did that come from? I just took it out and don't remember. I'll tell you, fellas, I ain't got no memory. Was it right there? I think so. I need to look at the picture real quick, make sure there's nothing else on this front side that I'm leaving off. I didn't see anything, so I think we can go ahead and put this little fella here in place. Just look at it right there. That spring is messed up. The little keeper, yeah. All right, I got it now, man. Put that fella on there. Where my chanty locks go. Oops. This is the part I hate about rear brakes. Have I mentioned that I hate rear drum brakes, by the way? This part right here is the most aggravating part of the whole thing. Yep. Sure is, sirs and ma'ams. Well, when I get this on, I'll be back. Finally got that one in, then I had to take this one back apart because I forgot this self-adjuster part. Then I forgot this little spring that goes down in here. Yep. Have I told y'all lately that I absolutely and positively, without a doubt, hate drum brakes? Well, there went the spring. Whoever invented drum brakes, well, he's stupid. That's all I tell you. It's the most garbage brake system I've ever seen in my life. Yep, sure is. If I had the money, I would convert it to disc brake. Yep, sure would. Anyway, I got a spring here. I think goes about like this, and I won't never get that up there. Probably won't. That's a long way to go right there. Sure is. Heave-ho! Yep, I ain't getting that. Ah, there we go. Now, what else have I forgot? Nothing so far. I got a spring that goes over here. Where does it go? Right here? Yeah. Let's see if I can stretch that out. That's the one that was really, really tough. Oh! There we go. Now we got to get the self-adjuster. Where is it at? I got to go find it. I'll be back. I found it. It was sitting right here beside me. This part here, that's what was froze up. I got it froze up, and then we got her greased up with some, what's it called, Vaskelines. Hopefully it won't freeze up on us again. We'll put this little fella in here just like it right there. Then, which way you turn it? That way? Yep. All right, let's get this light little feller on up here. Oh, yeah. I bet it weighs 600 pounds. Goodness, this thing's heavy. Ooh. Now, will it go on in its current configuration? No. Brakes are hitting, so I got to loosen my adjuster. Goodness gracious, this thing's heavy. Woo! I'm gonna run this little feller in some more. Let's try that again. Son of a gun, is really, really heavy. Why did I buy a 1 ton? Golly Pete. Whew. Ooh! Alright, it went then. So, tell you what we're gonna do. I'm not taking the drum back off. We will adjust them with the adjuster from the back. That little feller's too heavy. Goodness gracious. Anyway, will this go on here? Just like that right there. Yep. All right, let me get my socket and all that. We'll tighten that up. Tell you what, before I go any further, let me educate myself on this. Let me get online and see if that's supposed to be tight like a front wheel bearing or a little loose like it is right now. I shall return. All right, according to the manuals that I found online, they want you to tighten it up to 50 feetage pounds. I don't feel like getting out my torque wrench, but I can sort of guesstimate. This is just to seat the bearing. About right there, probably. Then you back her off till it's loose. Well, come on, man. Oh. Then you hand tighten it. Right there. You go one more to get your keyways lined up with your nut and your spindle here. That may be a little too tight. I might not want to go that tight. Let's just see. I don't really like that. It feels a little tight to me. What does this feel like? Yeah, I don't know if I like that or not. Well, let's loosen it up. Yeah, it's loosening up now. I think we'll be okay. I got to go just a tad bit more. Then we put our little key in the keyway. Then you got this little retainer ring that keeps that key from falling out. I need a little screwdriver. Then by George, I think that's it. Let me clean this surface up, clean the axle surface up. I think I'll put just a wee bit of RT&V on here, and then we'll put that axle in. I'm gonna put just a minute amount on this surface here, and then we'll get the flange on the axle too. Tell you what, before we do that, before we put that axle in there, let me get in there and adjust that brake. I'll be right back. Brakes are adjusted to a very, very light drag. Let's get this little feller slid in here. Come on, man. There we go. All right, I gotta get my gasket about where it goes. Where are my bolts? The torque spec on these are whatever torque alerts this gun puts out. There you have it, fellers. We got new brakes on our old 1980 C30 square body Doodie brown truck. Let me go to the other side, do them. I'll be back. Rear brakes are done. I got the brake line run up to my brake hose. Now I got to put them across the rear end some kind of way. I don't remember how they went. I think about like that right there. Let me get this done. Then we'll bleed these back brakes and hopefully be done with the brakes on this whole truck. All right, now this other side here shall go approximately like this here. I gotta get this up here in this wheel cylinder. All right, let me tighten all these lines up and then we'll go to bleeding it. Well, I gravity bled for 15 or 20 minutes and nothing came out. So let's do the old self-bleeding that probably ain't gonna work, but we're gonna give her the old try anyway. Let me climb up in this feller and I'll start hitting the pedal. Going down. Going back up. Going back down again. Going back up again. Going down one more time. Coming back up. Let me do it one more time, and I'm gonna check the camera on and see what we got. All right. Well, I'm a little bit of a doomus. Actually, I'm a big doomus, but here's what's going on. If you will recall, coming back from Arkansas in this thing, well, before we left, we busted that rear brake line, and that drained the master cylinder on the front reservoir. Well, it's empty. I got to bleed it because there's nothing, no fluid moving at all. I got to bleed it. Then we can start bleeding the back. So that's what I'm doing right now, letting it gravity bleed, and then you put the plug in there and you work your pedal just a little bit. Let me get that done. I'll be back. Well, here's the deal, fellers. I done pumped the pedal about 10 times. Nothing but air. Our fluid level is not changing. Right now, it should be dropping as it sucks fluid back up. Then eventually, it'll start rising as we push fluid out. Well, it's not changing, but I am getting a lot of air. So I did one of y'all's suggestion of wrapping tape around the bleeder threads. Put it back in. Well, now, probably can't see it with this camera, but we got boobles coming out of the hose now. It wasn't before. So maybe that was the issue. The threads once again. Anyway, let me get back up there and pump the pedal. Let's see what happens. Well, here we go one more time. Let's get up here and pump the pedal and see what happens. Hopefully, she'll stop the air bubbles and start taking on fluids. Going down. Coming back up. Going down again. Coming back up. Going down once more. Coming back up. Going down for the last time. All right. Let me check it, see what we got. Well, I see some dirtiness at the bottom of the jug, so we may have done something. Let me look at the camera and see. Well, here's the deal, fellers. It's doing the same thing it did on the Dodge up here on the left front. Doing it back here now. Just air, no matter how much you bleed it. I was hoping the tape around the threads would work, but I was, skeptical, and, well, according to what I'm doing, it don't work. I'm abandoning this type of bleeding. What I'm going to do, not right now, but I'm going to get my power bleeder back out. We're going to devise an easier way to fasten it to the master cylinder, because I like using it. But anyway, we'll do that another day. Right now, I got my light bulbs. Where are they at? Here are the ones that go on the tailgate. And then somewhere, where are they? Right here. Those are the chicken lights and the side markers. I got a plug too. I don't know if it's the right one for this front turn signal. I'll pull it out and compare it to the old one. If it's the same, I'll wire it up. If not, well, I'll have to get a different one. Let me get all them hooked up and we'll turn the power on and see what it does. Well, here's the deal, fellers. I just hit the brake pedal, see if we had any pedal. No, it's terrible. Well, then I looked under the truck. We got a drippy drip right back here where I joined the new lines union. It's brass union. I hate them. I'm done with them. Matter of fact, the first one I put on there, I stripped the thread. So every brass union I have, I'm going to throw away. And we're going to go get some steel ones. Yep, that's what I'm going to use from now on. These are LED, I think. LEDs, a light emitting diode. Diodes only let electricity pass one way, stops it going the other way. These might go a certain way, or they may have it wired where it does not matter. We're going to find out here in a minute, though. Yep. All right, let me go turn the lights on, see what happens. Wait a minute. I forgot. I unplugged that plug, and, well, we're just going to do away with it. I couldn't find one. We're just going to do away with that plug, but connect all the wires. Let me do that. Then I'll turn the switch on and see if we got lights back here. All right, got it wired up. We can turn the lights on. Here we go. Kaplow. What do we have? Well, we don't have any lights. No, sir, we sure don't. Well, what's going on here? Let's pull one out. Like I said, I think they're LED. LEDs only flow electricity one way. Flip her over. Well, that ain't the issue. I don't know. Let me do a little investigating. I'll be back. Let you know what I found. We're getting voltage up to here, but I have to put my ground on the bumper. I can't use this other prong. There's only one wire right here coming up through the tailgate. So I don't know if there's supposed to be a ground or if it's grounding right here at the switch. As soon as I get this here thing apart and see what we got going on, I'll know a little more about where the ground is supposed to be. All right, what we got? A single wire. And then where is the grounding apparatus? Huh. Well, I don't really know, to tell you the truth. Here it is. It's under the screw head. It runs over here. Yep. So, it could be from here to the screw. Could be from the screw to the tailgate. Could be the tailgate to the body. Here's what I may do. We'll run us a wire from the tailgate to the frame as ground and see what that does. Yep. Let me put this back together now that I know what's going on. Just doing a little testing with my meter here, going from the screw head to the bumper. Nothing. See, if I come here and check, oh wait a minute, I gotta switch my meter. Hang on. If I come from here to the bumper, well, I was getting voltage, but I ain't now. What is going on? Oh, I got the lights on. I tell you what, there's something wrong with my brain. Anyway, if I go from here to the bumper, on the hot side, it shows on the meter. But I get no continuity from ground to the bumper. Well, now I'm checking the screw to the bumper. Let me put it back over here. And I'm getting nothing. I can scratch the bumper down to bare paint. Still nothing. So that tells me we ain't got nothing from here to ground. So what I may do is find a spot, put a drill screw in it with a ground strap. Let me work on that. I'll be back. Well, if you look right here, y'all can't see it, but there's a remnant of a wire on a ring terminal. That's the ground. And then here's a wire right here that was connected to nothing on one end and ground on the other. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to drill screw this little feller right here somewhere on this tailgate. Maybe right here. Let's see what happens. All right, let me hook the light bulbs up, turn the lights on, see what happens. Turning the lights on right now. What do we got? Oh, we got one. Hey, look here. We got one out of 5. So, let me investigate it. Maybe the screw head. Yeah, all that not getting good connection. Let me take my metry here and see what we got going on. Do we get anything from here to ground? Absolutely nothing. Well, let me work on that. Got to clean these up on these 4. Would you look at it? Would you just look at it? Oh, yeah, that took approximately an hour. I had to clean each and every ground, and this feller here was unplugged. I had to fish the wire back through. Well, we got them all. Let me put a bulb in this one. We got to do some chicken lights up there, and then that front turn signal. Got to wire that socket up if it'll fit, and we'll be done with the lights. I shall return in a moment. All right, we got a dilemma with our turn signal. There's the piece that it goes into. I pulled it off just for ease of access. You see you got 3 slots, 1 big and then 2 small. Here's the socket I got. It has 4 prongs, 1 big and 3 small. I think if I cut off possibly these 2, I think it'll work. Let me try that. We'll see what happens. Well, it fits. It's not great, but it does fit. It'll do for now. I'll see if I can find the right one. That's the best I could do at the moment. Let me wire that up and get it back in. Left front turn signal is working now. I just got done changing all the bulbs and the chicken lights. Tell you what, let's turn the lights off, turn the parking lights on. Let's see how good it looks in the dark. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Kaplow. What we got? What we look like? Got that light on. Got that light on. Got that light on. That one there. The side fender. What about the rear? Yep. It works. Uh-oh. This in here's quit working again. All them across the tailgate works, though. Both of them work. Got fender lights. Another fender light. Look at these chicken lights, though, buddy. Oh, yeah. You can see me coming a mile away now, sure enough. Here's something odd. I'm going to fool with the dimmer switch on the headlights. You know, like you dim the dash lights. Watch this, watch. Somebody explain that to me. I don't think they should be doing that. So, we'll have to look into that. But for now, I'm happy with all the lights working, except for that one over there. I wonder why it's shot again. Maybe a bad connection. Let's go over to the board and mark a few things. Well, we can't really because we didn't get everything done. Well, we did get the lights done, other than that one that quit on us again. So we'll mark it out. That's pretty much it. Got my parts today to finish that. Got to do that. Well, we did get the rear. No, we didn't. Nope, because we got that. What is it called? Union leaking, but we did get the wheel cylinders done. We got a few things done. Figured out a bunch. Figured out steering. All we got to do is put it back together. That's going to be pretty simple, I hope. Yeah, we got some stuff done. Yeah, sir, we got several things accomplished. Didn't get a whole lot of it fully, completely done. Also, there's a couple more things I'm going to add to the list next week. Hopefully, though, by the end of next week, we'll have this truck completely roadworthy once again. So be looking for that. I'd like to wish each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas, and I do hope that you never forget the reason for the season. Appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. And until next time, go do something. Blur, blur.